Okay, hello everyone. Let's wait till 8:03 and then we'll start. Okay, so hello everyone. So today's session will be a more of a general sort of session where first of all I'll be talking about some of the strategies related to preparation and paper attempting and the stress management, which is the most important part. I mean, okay, you'll realize what I'm talking about when we'll get there, and then we'll move to some common, like we'll have a chit chat, we'll have a conversation about life after joining the college, how the life changes after joining the college. So if you think like some of your friends will be interested in this session, then please call them up. Or anyways, let's get started. So usually, like for GATE, there are 65 questions for the GATE exam, but uh, I mean, currently what I'm talking about is how the preparation strategy for PGEE should be different when compared to GATE, right? So in GATE, there are 65 questions, and in PGEE, there will be like less question, sorry, more number of questions, but I mean, the pattern may vary a little from every year to year, but like you know, at a like from a 10,000 feet view, there will be similar concept that there will be less like more number of questions uh, than gate. So what we can see is the marks per question is less. So this means that somewhere the questions will not be as tricky as the gate questions are there. So also like the uh, numerical type questions won't be there, and there like uh, multiple select questions will not be there. So definitely not talking about currently. I'm not talking about the aptitude section, but I'm talking about the core CS part. So in that we can see that I'll talk about the aptitude also in a like minute or so. But for the core part, we can see that it'll be easier, right? So for gate, what was needed is that for every topic you need a very uh, good amount of depth for every topic. But for PGEE, it's not like that. For PGEE, breadth is more important than depth. So, like covering more number of topics is more important. Like again, you'll have to find the perfect, ratio of it, like how much depth and how much breadth we should go. But if compared to GATE, this for this exam we need more breadth when compared to depth. So, like for example, let's say you skip some topic for your GATE preparation. So, ideally, what you should do is you should uh, either go like read the book from the topic if you have time. If you feel like you have apt amount of time, you can read from the book. Easier method, what I have been doing in college these days, and I feel like it clicked in my mind that it will also be helpful for you guys, is to go to ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, something, and just let them know, ki, okay, this is the topic that I'm lacking in, and give me a decent prompt or give me a decent amount of material based on this, which has enough breadth and some amount of depth as well. And then there is a website, notebookllm.com. Just go to that website, paste whatever you have got from ChatGPT or Gemini. Or if you are having your own notes, some typed notes, you can use them, or some book sections of some book also you can provide. And then they'll provide, like the Notebook LLM website provides a detailed lecture sort of thing on that topic. So, like for like any topic, let's say sequential circuits or K-maps, you feel like you skipped for gate and you want just a quick revision. So you can just go to ChatGPT and get a prompt, give it to Notebook LLM, and you will have 15 minutes like thing which will be like, having a decent amount of breadth, so that you can answer easily. I mean, because the questions are like gate 1 mark questions only. That too, like if we consider the gate, I mean, before 2012, 2013, before like that, the questions used to be like a bit difficult. But uh, after 2012, the questions, like the 1 mark questions level is this a similar level as the CS like core questions in PGEE. So uh, just go through that concept. Attempt the 1 mark questions if you have time. Attempt the 1 mark questions, and uh, I mean, you will be good to go. One other approach what you can follow is just like open the PYQ book, the any gate overflow PYQs book is there. You can just take that, and for each question, like let's say there is some topic that you completely skipped, but okay, take some question, all the 1 marks questions, and just try to solve it. Obviously, you won't be having some idea, so just go to paste it to ChatGPT or something, or you can ask in the group, and you will learn some concept which is useful to solve the question. So that is also one way of learning things for PGEE, because like I know concepts matter a lot, like in real life, in interviews and all, but for PGEE core, like that much is not needed. So also, like there will be less numerical questions and more theoretical questions. So it is more important that you guys focus on theoretical questions, as in key, like you can for practicing theoretical questions, because theoretical questions are the low-hanging fruits, and so the emphasis should be that okay, I won't be missing theoretical questions. And so yeah, this is about the core that I want to say. And coming to this apti section, I mean, I don't feel the apti is very difficult game, or it's very difficult from what like gate asks. The only thing is the time interval that is there that makes it a bit tricky. So I always keep saying ki for practicing, you should practice using India Bix, the aptis practice. Or if you're not even like, if you're if you're done with India Bix, if you feel that okay, I'm done with easier questions, now I need to move to difficult ones. So then it's in my opinion, it's very imperative that you do it in a time bound manner. Like take some book, let's say R.S. Agarwal, Arun Sharma, or whatever book you're following, or let's say you're solving the gate PYQs for the apti section. So do it in a time bound fashion. Why is it important? Is like I'll during my PGW there were there was one question which was, I feel ki it was so tricky that if you just if you sit down to solve it, it was not even tricky, it was lengthy. So being tricky is fine. If a question is tricky, it will either click to you or not click to you. But uh, for the questions which are lengthy, you should have the idea that okay, this question might, like, you can see that there is a solution. You can see that clearly I'll be able to solve it, but this is gonna take me this amount of time. So this comes through time bound practice. So doing apti is not sufficient. Like if you're not doing it time bound, I'd feel ki it's not. I mean, it's good enough, but like a better approach will be to do time bound apti practice, and not just apti. It's a common thing. Like if you're practicing anything, like even the gate CS questions, if you're trying to solve, whenever you're trying to solve some questions, just try to set up a clock, open the stopwatch or anything. So okay, so till now I have said that breadth is more important. So whatever topics you have skipped, just try to on a surface level get some idea about it. Uh, and try to focus on PYQs after 2013, 12, 13, that time period. And what else? Yeah, and for apti and these things, time-bound practice is important. Picking the right questions, like the questions that you will be attempting, is an art, and it takes time to develop this skill. So it's very important that you guys do it in a time-bound fashion. Now, for many of you, like many of the students were texting me, ki, like we are so either burnout, uh, three things: either you are very burnout, or you are very bored, like because you have already prepared it, you have already revised for gate, and then again you are revising the same things, and so that is the reason you are getting bored. And the third thing is that people are like facing stress, right? Ki, let's say the syllabus is not complete, or these many topics are missing, like I'm not able to solve these, I'm not able to solve questions, so they are under stress. So for burnout, I'd like to say ki it's really very important to take breaks. I mean, you also need to see where you stand currently. Definitely, that's very important to know where you stand currently, but and then you should take breaks accordingly. Like let's say you are like, I mean, you are almost done with all the topics. Then I believe just giving one, like if you're almost done with all the topics, then a half an hour or 1 hour of problem practice and one mock should be sufficient. Like because a rested mind is also important, and by rest, it doesn't mean that you are watching some movie or you are watching Instagram reels, anything that like basically is not good for your attention span. Uh, by rest, you can just like go for a walk, or just sit and do nothing. Okay, so Nani's asking, bro, can you share the PPT of last meeting? Sure, I'll share the PPT in the group itself. Right. Okay. So yeah, so for boredom, I'd like to say ki takes like for burnout, take sufficient breaks. Otherwise, it actually affects our performance during the exam, or during, like, let's say, even if you're in the preparation phase also, but if you're burnt out, you'll just keep pushing, keep hustling, but uh, somehow you're not giving you 100%. You're not able to perform to the level that you can perform if you're not burnout. And sometimes the reason is because you're pushing a bit, like, too extra. Let us say ki, you are not done with the syllabus, like, so then there will be less chance for you to take breaks, but still you should take breaks, like. And like, there is this Pomodoro thing. Basically, it's an application you can install in phones. I have it installed in my laptop. I used to use it. So basically, it's a Japanese technique where there is some amount of focused work, and then there is some amount of rest. Like, okay, so for me, it was like 25 minutes of focused work, 5 minutes of rest, 25 minutes of focused work, 5 minutes of rest, like, 4 times, and then 1 hour rest. So that helps in, coping up with burnout. That helps prevent burnout. Uh, then comes the second category, where where you are feeling bored because you have already done this thing. You feel there's nothing new in it. There's nothing new that I'm reading. Then mind, like, whenever you try to study, you start feeling sleepy, and these things. So in that cases, what you can do is uh, that is like, the root cause of that boredom is repetition. Like, you have already done things, and then you are trying to do it again. So in that case, what you can do is uh, uh, try to cover up the topics that you could not. Okay, so first, let me complete my, like, whatever I have to say, and then I'll be taking up the questions that are there in the chat, right? So yeah. uh yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying boredom. So try to solve, like, for example, I completely skipped a few topics from computer networks, and there were a few topics, basically. So just try to solve or read about those topics more, and try to, like, inculcate reading about the different topics, the topics that you have skipped in between of your sessions. So you'll feel fresh, that okay, I'm learning something new. There is some challenge. So, like, to maintain the element of challenge, you can just try to include something new. Or if you feel like, if you covered everything for your gate, then you should start exploring the depths of it. Like, let's say you like computer architecture. So while you're revising, just like, for half an hour or so, you can go to Google, Google you can Google advanced computer architecture, and then many lectures will come, and then you can revise from, like, you can read from there. Okay, this is the depth. So that, I mean, what it helps is, like, it helps in keeping you motivated. Ki, okay, there is still a lot that I need to learn, and so that helps with boredom. And then comes the stress. This is the worst part, and this happened to me a lot, because the stress was because of ki, okay, my gate did not go very well, so I left my job, so I don't know now what I'm going to do. And so with stress, what happens is, with stress, the first thing that comes is procrastination. We are just too afraid to take some steps. Actually, like, the base reason behind procrastination is that we feel like, what if I try and fail? That's a subconscious thing. It's not like we're consciously thinking, ki, okay, I don't want to try because I'll fail. It's just you don't want to feel like doing anything. You just want to, like, keep lying on the bed, or just matlab, wasting your time. So that is the first thing that comes because of procrastination. Then overeating, stress eating, or loss of appetite. So these things are the, like, symptoms ki, okay, your like, the stress levels are high. So in such cases, uh, like what I did is something different, but then I researched about it once I was like, once I coped up, once I came to college. I talked to people, I talked to counselors regarding this, regarding why it happened, what, like, how should one deal with these things. So basically, I came across that there are two ways of dealing with this. First is that, give me a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. So first is that you can believe in yourself. By believing yourself, what I mean is your willpower is really good. Like whatever you're saying, you are doing it. Like let's say ki in the morning you said ki okay, today this is topics I'm going to cover, and this mock I'll write, or whatever, you decide something, and then you're committing to it and you're completing it. So this is like will, and many people don't have willpower. Like uh, I don't know, like maybe because of the lifestyles that we're following these days, the will is like a bit missing, I think. But then there is a way in which we can improve it. So some simple things that you can do for it is to follow something that is like you follow, just take something, some one habit and follow it throughout your like preparation phase. For me, it was making my bed. So it sounds like very this thing very small. Ki, okay, this is not a big deal, but at least there is, if there is some one habit that you're following every day, it helps in like it helps in maintaining a bare minimum level of willpower. Ki, okay, if you say something, if you have if you're committed to something, you are able to do it, and you will be doing it. Uh, so take something like, let's say, I'll do this thing. I'll like wake up before 7 or before 10 every day, and then you're doing it every day. So this subconsciously starts like adding up to your willpower. Then some micro habits you can include, like let's say, okay, I'll meditate for 10 minutes. No matter what, and you know what, the best, not the best, the most important part is to make the habit really micro and modest. Like it's not ki today you'll decide ki okay, I'll walk 10 kilometers. Not, that's not going to happen, and that's going to affect your will in a counterintuitive fashion. Like it is actually going to damage your will. So you should keep modest goals. Okay, I'll just wake up and I'll go for a walk today. So that is a good uh, this thing, a micro habit. I'll go for a walk. It doesn't matter how many kilometers, but I'll go for a walk. Taking small tasks and completing them whenever, like you're, let's say, even when you're sitting, okay, I'm going to study. Just have a target in your mind. Okay, when I'll be done. I'll be covering at least this much, and then only I'll I'll get up. So these things, and the most important is going to the gym, working out, doing exercises which are more of endurance than strength training. Actually, strength training is also important. That is a mood enhancer, definitely. But like if you're trying to work on your will, uh, workouts like plank, uh, running, these things will, like, the workouts in which you are pushing your limits for a long amount of time. It's not that you're using a lot of strength in a very short amount of time. If you're pushing for a very long amount of time, such workouts add up to your willpower. So, and these things, once the willpower is like, once if you're following these three or four things, whatever I've said, uh, eventually, like within a week, you will be able to see that you are having more confidence in yourself. And the spiral that you fell down, ki okay, I'm not working, I'm eating a lot, I'm eating junk food, and I'm like procrastinating everything. So you start climbing that spiral, ki okay, you start having faith in yourself, your body starts having faith, ki okay, this guy, whatever he says, he does. So let's trust him, and let's start preparing. So I think that really helps, so willpower really helps in this preparation, this phase actually. Otherwise the health deteriorates and a lot of thing happens. The second way of doing it is to believe in something that is external to us. So, like, you can believe in like your own faith, God, Bhagwan, Allah, or anything, or you can believe that universe manifestation, whatever you believe in. That is one way of doing it. Like, if you feel that your willpower is not very good enough, and still, so then what you can do is like you can just surrender to someone or something. Like, just you can surrender to God ki I don't know what happens. I just am surrendering to you and I want you to help me do this. Or I'm not like propagating something I'm talking about the scientific part of it. Ki what happens is when like the procrastination comes out of fear, fear of not being able to complete what I start, and these like such things. So when you surrender to someone, so your personal ego is not a like that big of a problem. Now the thing is ki I mean, you are not prioritizing your ego. You are saying, ki, okay, I am not a very big person. I am not a very, I am not very smart, but God, you are very smart. And just, you know, help me achieve this, help me get this. So this is what has also been talked about in spiritual texts, ki, like, do your work and, uh, surrender to the God. Ki whatever work you're doing, just feel ki okay. So then what happens, scientifically speaking, what happens is the burden of result starts shifting from our mind to like someone who is bigger than us, who we believe that is bigger than us. And then the procrastination fades away because we are not afraid of results. We feel that for the result I am not the person who is responsible for the result. God is responsible, or for that regard whoever you believe in is responsible. So then you are just like you start working and you are not very afraid of the result. And if you are not very afraid of the result, then definitely your cognitive function will be better. You will be able to, like, your mood will be better, and once your mood is better you can definitely do very well compared to when you are stressed. So you can start some one habit like going to a temple, or uh, doing some amount of chanting, whatever. I mean, I did not do this on my own, but then I read some books, I talked to some people, so I came across this approach as well. And this is a bit of, I believe it is it's a bit easier than working on yourself, creating yourself. I mean, improving yourself. It takes a bit of time. You can surrender to someone, and then this helps with procrastination actually. So you can, I mean, these are just not just talks. I've met people, I've met like really, I've talked to people who have told me ki, okay, this is how it works. So now one more thing that I like to cover is like many people were saying ki like we have given so many mocks and still we are making silly mistakes. So what should be done? So for silly mistakes, then you can break like as I say every time, ki after you're done with the test, just analyze your test, whatever you did right, whatever you did wrong, why it happened wrong. So in the silly mistakes also you can characterize your mistakes into a few parts. For example, one will be ki like cognitive overload, that I'm not used to solving such big questions. So big question came, and I misread the slash as set difference, matlab as divide rather than set difference, or something like this. I mean, this example is not a good example, but something like this. So okay, that is one category. Then key, okay, in time bound scenarios, I'm not able to perform well. So because of lack of time, I made this mistake. Then there is overconfidence. This is usually the most common one. Ki, okay, I've got the answer. Now I'm going to tick. And what happens is you solved and got the answer as B and you ticked C. So this happens sometimes. Or while reading a sentence, your brain auto completes it because our attention span is not very good. So our brain just auto completes. Okay, this is what might have been written in this. And we just try to skip through things. And then there is stress-induced silly mistakes. So for the first two, that is cognitive overload and the time pressure, the like it means that you have not practiced enough. Your practice is not sufficient. For the second one is time bound. So like second one is time induced silly mistakes. So for dealing with these two, the cognitive and the time induced, you need to like again attempt as many mocks as possible. Or if you're not attempting mocks, what you do is whatever question you're solving, Arvind Sharma, EYQs, whatever question you're solving, just set up a clock and you know solve the questions in a time bound fashion. That will help you deal with the first two problems. Then overconfidence. So this is what I am like. I was very affected by like I used to solve questions and then used to tick wrong answers, or or I did not used to read the questions properly, thinking okay, I already know what this question means, and this like led to loss of nearly 20 marks. I mean, not just this, total, I made 20 mistakes, out of which I think uh, easily 10 were silly mistakes for my gate. So, what I did differently for PGEE is I started clicking with my left hand. So, whenever like I'm done with some question, when I'm going to click, like select an answer, I'll click with my left hand rather than right hand. So what happens is my brain becomes active when I'm just able to, when I'm about to click, my brain is active. So I'm actively thinking what I'm doing. It's not like I'm just following a pattern, like because my right hand is very much used to clicking. So I will not even think before clicking it. But if I'm using my left hand for clicking, I'll be thinking about it. Or one more thing is before taking any decision, just take a deep breath. Like what includes a decision, like moving to a next question, or or like uh, taking some value, like noting down some value. So doing some calculation, just take a deep breath, okay, and then proceed. This takes some amount of time, but it's worth it. Like it's not worth like like if you took 2 to 3 breaths during a question, that will hardly cost you a second. But if you lose your marks for that doing some silly mistake, it's not really worth it, right? So that is one. And thus now coming to the stress induced, it's like the fatigue and stress induced. So fatigue comes because of as we talked before, it comes because of lack of this thing क्या कहते हैं, like let's say whole day you prepared, whole day you solved some PYQs, you are doing cat aptitude difficult questions, you're doing like whole day, your mind is already very much stressed. Yeah, your mind is very much stressed, and then you are writing your mock in the evening, so your mind will already be very tired. So that also will, like our brain stops functioning as effectively as it would have been functioning if it was fresh. So uh, so what we should try is ki the best thing that you can do is give your mocks in the early morning, so that first of all there is no disturbance, and second thing is that you're not stressed. Whatever like stress, burnout, whatever you had, that is for the a thing of the past, and you woke up fresh, and now you're attempting the mock, so now you are in a fresh mood. uh, Also, like just try to simulate the exam environments. Like whenever you're sitting in the exam, just think like uh, I read it somewhere. Think of every battle in your life as the final battle. So like whenever you're solving, even when you're solving a question, if you are trying to have that mindset, कि, okay, this question has come in my PhD and I have to solve it. Like this, if this with this mindset you are solving each and every question at a very granular level, and then at a bulk level, if you are whenever you are attempting a mock, You have to attempt it like you are, this is your PGEE. Sometimes what people do is, if they are not able to solve two questions, three questions consecutively, they just skip it and they just don't even, like, they just stop the mock in the middle. Never do that. Never do that. And always like try to attempt the paper like it's the final paper. And okay, this is about silly mistakes. Now, the fourth thing that I want to cover is paper attempting strategies. So this is very important that, like, there is no one strategy that is going to work for everyone. It depends on your mental state and your amount of preparation. So, for example, someone will be like, he starts solving sequentially, and if he thinks that he'll not be able to solve some question, just skips it. Like, first of all, just solve the easy questions, the questions which, just you see and click in your mind. Maybe there are only 10 such questions, but this means that at the end of, let's say, 10 minutes, you'll already be done with 10 questions. So this is one strategy. And then in the second attempt, solve the a bit difficult problems. And then in the third attempt, complete the, like, do all the questions. Or some people do not skip questions. Some people just go sequentially. Some people try, like, going from question number 10 to 1. Some or some people just randomly juggle through questions. So this has to be your, like, decision of how you are attempting a paper and how you are able to, I mean, how you will be deciding what suit you is through mocks. So mock is really important because your paper attempting strategy matters as well. I mean, there is some strategy that will suit you based on, like, let us say you have covered everything in very great detail. Then, like, the best strategy for you will be to directly solve every question, one by one. Let's say there is, if you are someone who has skipped many topics, so then for such people, the best strategy will be to uh, just keep skipping until you find the problems that you are known, like, that are known to you. Like, you might have heard that this year, on 49 marks, 48, 49 marks, also someone got admission. So it's not like even if you have not completely done the syllabus, it's like, even if you have not completely done the syllabus, if you solve the right questions during the exam, you will be able to achieve a good amount of score. So uh, so finding your own strategy matters. Yeah, so okay, I'll be taking the question. Just okay. Anyways, uh, one more thing for the people who are already done with it, done with everything. Like, let's say, okay, there will be a few people who think like, okay, I'm done with the syllabus, I'm done with revisions, and now all I have to do is write a few mocks. So if you are getting bored as such, what you can do is you can start you doing DSA as, like, for Triple IT Hyderabad. As soon as you enter, like, in within 3 4 months, I think the internship interviews will start. So you should be good with data structures, algorithms, and these things. So you can start doing DSA as well. And before you can, like, if you feel like you are very comfortable with the PGEE, in your mocks you are getting like top three rank every time, or such thing. Then you can start connecting with the seniors about what opportunities are there. These things, don't waste time. That's what I mean to say. Ki if you feel ki you are already done with this and you are definitely going to that college, just try to start connecting with seniors on LinkedIn or start doing DSA. So these things. Okay. Now I'll be taking the questions. Some because saying, actually, nowadays I'm feeling I have to study, even will to do, but all of a sudden it went out. I sit whole day, then realize that I'm doing nothing. I have to study for PG double exam, but cannot do after gate. too much leniency, cannot getting how to do. That I mean, I feel the reason must be that uh, you are disappointed with yourself, with your either that you are disappointed with your gate performance, and your subconsciously your mind is telling that even with work, like I could not do very good, so let's not work. So that is the procrastination stress thing. So for that you can work on your willpower. That's or have faith in God. Ki please, uh, I need to go. I need to achieve this and this such and such goals, and now I'm surrendering it on you, and you please you please help me, and that will help you to transfer the stress to you from you to something that is external, and so that you'll start feeling better, and you'll be able to solve problems, I think. uh, the way I'm preparing with revision apti but the current placement scenario of triple IT Hyderabad, due to this my mind is not able to focus on studying properly. I'm just overthinking and procrastinating due to fees and placements. Please guide how to overcome this. Placements, I feel it's very people say ki placements are bad, but I feel ki in every good college, the top 70% people are getting placed. And yeah, the placements are a bit off maybe this time. I'm not really sure about what's happening in Triple ID Hyderabad. For Bombay, the placements are like every year only. But it what it means now, a college is more than just placements. Definitely you will get a good placement, but more than that, the peer group that you make, the friend circle that you make, uh, what will happen is that even if you get a job which is like let's say 12 LPA for now, like 2 3 years later, you will find that in every big company, in Microsoft, in Amazon, in every big company, there will be your friends. So getting a referral in any big company will not be a big deal. Or the knowledge that you will be having based on when compared to someone who has just done his UG, and I mean, you will be having some specialization knowledge, right? Like let's say you go into AI/ML, so you will be having some like core specialized knowledge. So there will be some roles, like for example, Qualcomm hired from IIT Bombay for AI roles, especially AI roles. So there are some roles for which the chance that you might get into those roles also increase after you have done your masters. So, and I mean, I feel ki if you get into any top college like Triple IT Hyderabad, IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, any such college, and you are putting in good efforts, you will definitely get placed. I don't matlab, I have done my bachelor's from NIT Warangal, and like the guys who could not get placed, actually there was some issue with them. Like for my batch also, there was some recession was going on, but still most of the people were able to get placed. The guys who did not get placed are the ones who did not take placement seriously. So I believe, not what I believe, it's like I'm very certain that if you are preparing well, you'll definitely get a good job. So it's not like even if a good college you're not getting a job, so no, so like nowhere, it means like nowhere people will be getting a job. So that won't be the scenario. With new technologies, new things will evolve, new roles will be evolving. So I mean that's not going to be the case. So I feel ki it's definitely worth it to do your masters. Don't just go on what the narrative is being said or what whoever is saying. It is a good college, and definitely there will be pros of it. भैया कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स बता दीजिए. इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स एप्टी में कैसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं? एप्टी में इसके बारे में मैंने पहले आई हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस थिंग बिफोर कि when you're trying to solve apti or learn apti as a topic, your focus should be कि I am developing my problem solving capacity rather than कि okay, if this sort of question comes, this is the standard procedure of solving this type of questions. If percentage question comes, this is how this formula I'll use to get the answer. So rather than that, it is more important that you are developing the capacity of thinking okay, step by step. कि, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. So this is how I should be able to attempt this question, and this is how I should be solving this question. So for that, I can guide you. For that, what you can do is like attempt mocks or attempt India Wix, and then try to analyze the question. Like after you're done with the test, try to go through the question again, once again, and think about it. Think what happened. Like it's okay that you get answered if it's okay if you could not get the answer now. Like after the test is over, it's very important that you analyze key how the answer is coming. So or how I could have solved it easy, like differently, or how I could have solved it in an easier way. So if you do that for 1 2 weeks, then definitely you will feel that I'm able to solve questions on my own. Like even questions that are new pattern, but like even such questions that you have not seen before, you'll be able to solve such questions because you are developing your problem solving ability rather than you're just memorizing some formulae or some patterns practicing and these things. So but okay, I can tell that passage based questions are important. So there will be two passages, and one will be a bit trickier, and the second one will be very like I felt it was easy, and so you should work on like it's 8 to 10 marks. I think the two passages are worth 8 to 10 marks. So that is it is very important that you practice passage based questions, and then usually whatever the India mix pattern is there, usually there will be such questions: percentage loss, profit loss, or patterns like uh, complete the sequence, such questions. But PGEE is very notorious in this way, like they change the pattern, so it's very difficult for like for me. In my exam, there was one question which was based on V equals to U plus AT or such some such formula, like the laws of motion thing. So it's yeah. So it's more important to learn how to solve problems rather than learning how to solve these patterns and what are the important things according to me. However, maybe the other mentors, you can DM them. They can better because I prepared aptitude this way only. Ki I was focusing on developing my problem solving ability rather than focusing on patterns. Ki such questions are important and these things. So, but other mentors might be able to help you better with this. So you can text them. Bro, I'm not done with syllabus. Remaining subjects left like Algo, DM, OSCN. Help me for what should I do for the remaining days? Ajay, as I said in the beginning of the session, it is very important that you go through the breadth of all these topics. So, I mean, if you can find some notes, also the questions are more theoretical than numerical. I mean, I'm talking about the past trends. I'm not sure about like I'm not making a claim that okay, this year also this the same thing will happen. But since you don't have a very much like very long amount of time, large amount of time left, you can try like you can try getting some notes. Like if you are a Go classes complete course in notes student, you can try to get the toppers notes, or you can try making your own short notes on these things, and like go through the breadth, like try to cover everything, not in very much depth, but to certain extent try to cover everything. What one also, like every 2 to 3 days try to give a mock. And apart from that, try to go in the try to cover as much as bits possible. You can also choose to skip some subjects. Like let's say if discrete mathematics, you are not able to understand graph theory, just skip it, or just read it at surface level. This, this so you like how which topics interest you, which topics don't interest you. Based on this, you will have to make the decision. भैया अभी मैं रिसेंटली पीजीडब्ल्यू का फॉर्म फिल किया हूँ एंड अब प्रिपेयर करने का सोच रहा हूँ, बट डर लग रहे हैं कि 1 मंथ में हो पाएगा या नहीं. व्हाट आई डिड टिल नाउ और व्हाट रेस्ट, पूरा ईएम डीएम डीबीएमएस एंड एप्टी बचा हुआ है. एप्टी बचा हुआ है. रेस्ट कोर सब्जेक्ट की थ्योरी ऑलमोस्ट क्लियर है एंड वन टाइम बीवाईक्यूज लगा लिया हूँ. अगर हो पाएगा तो प्लीज क्या. शुभम, अभी हो पाएगा कि नहीं नहीं सोचना चाहिए. मुझे लगता है अभी तुमको हो पाएगा यही सोचना चाहिए. इवन दो मतलब मे बी इट्स पॉसिबल कि अब लाइक इट्स टू लेट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट इट्स टू लेट, बट यू शुड नॉट थिंक कि अब हो पाएगा कि नहीं. ईएम से जैसे लाइक इफ यू आर बिट कंफर्टेबल विद क्लास 12th इंजीनियरिंग, like calculus, integration, differentiation, there will be a few questions. And with like linear algebra, there will be a few questions. So easily you can score 4 5 marks. You don't need to go into complete depths. DBMS, maybe if you go to the PGEE website, you'll find out there are only a few topics that are mentioned. So, I mean, you do not need to complete the read the whole DBMS that too in so much depth. Just go to the PGEE website and see what topics are expected out of you in DBMS and पढ़ो. एप्टी बचा हुआ है. एप्टी के बिना तो नहीं हो पाएगा. एप्टी तो आपको करना पड़ेगा. तो बट ये नहीं है कि एप्टी 1 महीने में सफिशिएंट नहीं है. 1 महीने में यू कैन डू like good amount of aptitude. So the sources, as we have mentioned earlier, the sources will be Arun Sharma, indiabix.com, or the Gate PYQs, not just for CSE, for you can try for EC or like all other Gate PYQs. And responsibility theory clear है. तो मतलब just you have to focus on apti, I think more. ईएम में इतना जोर डालने की जरूरत नहीं है. डीबीएमएस हो जाएगा. डीबीएमएस में आपको यू डोंट नीड टू गो वेरी मच, लाइक यू डोंट नीड टू रीड एवरीथिंग इन डीबीएमएस. फॉर डीएम, just focus on the topics of your interest. Like you might be finding sets and relations, topic of your interest, permutation combination of your interest, or probability of your interest. So try to cover such topics. Like if you cover probability and combinatorics, it will also help you with apts sometimes. So try to uh, optimize your preparation. मॉक में कितने मार्क्स आने चाहिए भैया? मॉक में रैंक आना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से. लाइक मार्क्स तो इट विल वेरी, बट वही आई थिंक 55 to 65 का जो रेंज है, दैट विल बी सेफ रेंज. बट लाइक इफ योर रैंक इज under 10, then definitely I mean, not sure what happens during the exam, but it's very likely that you'll get a call. So try to aim for getting a good rank. And rank also doesn't matter ki for PGW especially. I want to say this ki the mock is not a one-on-one mapping ki if I'm getting this much marks in the mock, I'll be getting this much mark in the exam as well. It's like it's very like the paper is very uncertain. So it's possible that you're not doing very good in mocks, but you did very well in the exam. So have faith. And the mocks, the main use of the mocks is to solve problems. So try to solve problems during the mock, and after the mock analyze them, read the concepts that you could not you know read the concepts that you did not know, and revise the notes based on that. Okay, these are the topics, these are the concepts in which I'm lacking, so I need to cover them. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Mock में कितने marks आने चाहिए? Definitively I won't be able to answer, but anything above 50 55 is good, I think. Anything else? So if someone is having some doubt, please ask. Otherwise, let's conclude this session. No, you are not audible. Shivam is asking, Bhaiya, you talked about to focus on problem solving, not on pattern uh, and formula only. So can you tell me how to improve problem solving? Uh, let's say you attempted a quiz on indiabix.com, and out of like whatever, like I think 20 questions are there. So out of 20 questions, you were able to solve 10. So for the rest of the 20 questions, you should read the solution and think ki why I was not able to think in this way. What I mean, it's not like you're consciously thinking why, but it's just ki uh, subconsciously you have to read the problem in such a way that how exactly should I think? I mean, this is how you build up a new approach. Ki okay, this is how I mean, reading the solutions and appreciating the solution. Appreciating the solution means ki how he might have, like how the author might have come to this thought process. So you'll get that. And for the 10 questions that you are able to solve, now just try to revisit them once again and think like how I could have done it easier, in a easier way, in a better way. I like to give one example every time I say this example, so you guys might blame me. But let's say there is a question that a shopkeeper marks things at 10% higher and then gives 10% discount on him. So how much profit or loss will he make? So let's say for such cases, what if you just start solving, you'll take X, or you'll take 100, and then you'll solve step by step. But what other approach you can take is just think inside your mind that okay, there is some price, like let's say 100, and he increased it by 10%, so now it will be 110, and then he'll give a 10% discount on the increased price. So he's giving a discount of 10% on something that is more than 100, right? On 110. So definitely the amount that will get subtracted, it will be more than 10. So definitely there will be a loss. And based on the options, you can see that okay, if there is only one option in which there is a loss, so you can simply tick that, right? So it won't even take like 30 seconds for you to think this way. But if you go to solve, it might take you a while. So sometimes it's easier, or it's better to, I mean, you can always find approaches that are better. I mean, not always, but uh, many times there are approaches that are better. So if you try to think more, or if you try to avoid pen and paper and think more about the problems, then such uh, such repetition helps in developing problem solving. I hope
Hello,
yeah, now you're
am
audible.
I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, actually, recently I have been facing an issue that while I was giving the mocks, so I start my mock very early in the morning, right? So, also before that, I wanted to say that in the aptitude section, I haven't done much of the topics. I have uh, done mostly from Arun Sharma only. So I have done 4 or 5 topics, right? So when I sit for the mocks, like after 30 minutes or so, I feel that what I feel is that from the technical section, I feel that I have forgotten every concept, right? Every topic I feel that I forgot. And what happens is that in the aptitude also, the questions, while I'm not able to solve because I haven't proceeded much, right? So, so midway in the exam, I leave the exam and I like, for like 2 mocks, I have been doing this thing.
Hmm.
So, so like I'm really stressed about that right now. So, what do you think? What would you suggest? Should I proceed, right? Like, shall I, practice more aptitude topics and then proceed with the mocks, or and also revision, do my revision and then proceed with the mock, or like I can change how I think, right, during giving
What
the
I
exam.
believe is uh, I mean, you should like this is a very big mistake, I think. If even if you're thinking like I don't know anything, I don't know, I have forgotten everything, even if you feel that way, you should attempt the complete mock. Just force yourself into it. Otherwise, it's not a good like eventually what happens is we do not notice that much, but our mind starts making patterns. Like in such pattern, I'll act like this. So like just force yourself into it कि okay, even if I am not able to solve single question, I'll just read each and every question of the mock and I'll try to attempt. Even if you're not able to do, that's a separate. Like if you left the mock in the middle, anyway you got like less marks only, no. So whatever you'll do, that will be a plus only. So I think that happens because of pressure. I think कि what will happen. I mean that comes because of stress, but that is what we have to work upon. We have to work upon that. Like, are you able to solve otherwise? Like, if you're not doing a mock and like if you're solving problems, so are you able to solve the problems otherwise?
Yes, yes. While solving Arun Sharma, mostly I can solve the question, but
Okay.
during the timed, like the mocks is like, when I look at the timer and I feel really anxious because this is what I really prepared well for gate, but the outcome was not as expected. So I like that fear really stuck in me
Yeah, I
now.
get it.
Mm.
And you can remind yourself that that is the reason you are doing it. Since I'm not able to do it well, so I'll prepare it as much times that I become comfortable with. So how many mocks you have attempted? Two only, right?
Yeah, not much. Yes, because I felt that whenever I do the mocks, so I'll be like leaving it anyway halfway. So I'm like, I'm having that kind of fear every time I start of thinking giving the mock.
Okay. I feel you should force yourself into it. Complete one mock, any like uh, and start like whenever you're as I was saying, ki many people will not be like completing their whole syllabus and still they'll be scoring better when if he's having a good paper attempt strategy, if he's having a good stress management, rather than someone who's very much prepared, but still he doesn't have the stress management thing in like armed up. So it's very important that I mean, you're just uh, afraid and you are giving up, but then you should like after the exam, you should at least think ki, that is the reason I'm writing a mock so that I get used to working under stress and whatever happens, I will. I mean, this you'll have to do some self-talking and add to the like you'll have to bring yourself to the conclusion that with practice this thing will improve. Like the same thing happened to me as well. My gate did not go very good because I did time-based silly mistakes, this time-induced silly mistakes. So that is what we are focusing on right now. So I mean that is the problem that you have to focus rather than just falling for the problem again. Like let's say you skipped the mock, then you fell from the fall the and you fail for the problem again. So rather than that, you have to just fight the problem, right? So you have to just like even if you're not able to get any like even if you're not able to solve any single question, and I what I believe is that that will last only 5 to 10 minutes. That panic will last only 5 to 10 minutes. Take a deep breath, go for a walk, maybe like mid mock. Don't just exit the mock. Mid walk, go for a like mid mock, go for a walk. You can like simulate this in the real test also, like you can go to the washroom. So this panic, if it's coming, it's fine, just take a moment for yourself. Take a deep breath. If you believe in some god, you can do some, I mean you can think about him or whatever. So these things should help you, I believe.
Okay, okay, I'll do that.
One thing, like just one thing that you should do is tomorrow itself, give a mock, fail miserably if that's what it means, and then realize nothing happened. Matlab, fight, give your full fight, fail, and realize that nothing happened. Like life is still, it's everything is still normal. So if that thing will help you, I think. Yeah. Anyone else?
Okay.
Any other doubt? Okay, so if there are no other doubts, we'll conclude. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll conclude the session now. Bye.